wildfire still burning, sending smoke toward the tri-state area again.
So the air quality not projected to be as bad as it was earlier this month, right? But people in our area could be at risk.
So here to go over how we should protect ourselves is Dr. Yomaris Pena of Somos Nonprofit Healthcare Network. So welcome, Dr. Pena. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me. How are you guys?
Good, good. So last time we had this reddish, gray hue, the skies, the smoke. So, you could smell it, and most of the heavy stuff is over the Midwest this time. But how should we prepare, though, in this area, even though it's not going to be as bad as the last time?
Well, we have to remember that even if we don't see the smoke, our lungs will feel it. And patients that have, or people in general that have any type of chronic medical conditions related to the respiratory system, such as asthmatics, patients with COPD, and even, I'm going to go a little bit further, we have to think also about the skin. The skin is one of the biggest organs in our body. So whenever we're exposed to any type of chemicals, anything in the air that it's going to be bad for our lungs, sometimes it also reflects in our skin.
Really?
And in our practice last week, or during the wildfires about 3 weeks ago, we had a lot of patients with acute respiratory conditions on top of chronic.
Right, so that's why they're talking about these free N95 masks, right, that are available at firehouses, police precincts. They were giving them out on the subways at specific stations. Do those masks specifically help?
Well, they help to an extent, because if we think about it, they're going to protect you from the particles that are coming in. It's just like COVID times. Remember when we were trying to use our masks just to protect ourselves from that micro particle that happens that you can't see, but you could feel. So they do protect. But we have to remember those patients that are at high risk shouldn't be outside just because you're going to trigger some type of reaction within your lungs. And we don't want that, right? Because we just overcame a very severe series of respiratory illnesses where we had influenza, we had COVID when people didn't even know they had it.
Yeah.
We had common cold, rhinovirus. They were all mixed together. So now you're getting better from it and you expose yourself to now this new condition, you're gonna hurt your lungs again.
So I have a question. You mentioned skin, it's the biggest organ on our body, but also what about, you walk outside, these particles, these chemicals or what have you, land on your hair, on your clothing. Is it important for us then to make sure that we wash our hair right after we've been exposed to this and wash our clothing?
Yeah, just like well, that part of the hygiene, every day we're supposed to always keep that safe space within ourselves. So if you're going to be outside and let's say you're a construction worker or you're a person that it's going to be working independently in mass transit and you need to be, because of mandatory situation being outside, then it is recommended that once you get home, you have that extra precaution where you remember to wash your hair, wash your clothes, so that way you don't expose also the people within your home. Yeah. Remember that this is more of an outside situation, not like an inside as viruses, but we still have to keep that in mind.
All right, Dr. Yomaris Pena, we appreciate you being here with all these helpful tips as we enter another day of an air quality alert. Appreciate your time this morning.
Stay safe, guys.